I think it's more because it's a grand display of artistry and engineering. It's a symbol of our nation's democracy and history. The faces chiseled in the stone behind me are icons representing a government of, by, and for the people. This shrine of democracy is South Dakota's most popular attraction, and more than 3 million people visit Mount Rushmore each year. These great faces are often a gateway for travelers that come to South Dakota and discover the outstanding attractions that are scattered throughout our state. Today, the Black Hills region is excited to announce the opening of another gateway for travel to South Dakota. This opportunity will expose Mount Rushmore and other South Dakota attractions to more than 60 million people across the United States. And here to tell you more about this amazing opportunity and to share South Dakota with millions of people is Nort Johnson, the president of the Black Hills Badlands and Lakes Association. Nort?
Thank you, Melissa. Melissa mentioned two numbers, 3 million and 60 million. They're pretty large numbers to wrap your mind around. Mount Rushmore welcomes 3 million visitors annually. On November 25th, nearly 60 million people will learn about South Dakota travel opportunities in a 60-second window of time. The potential impact on South Dakota tourism and the benefits to our state are truly exciting. As you may know, the visitor industry brings millions of dollars to our state and the Black Hills region. In 2009, the visitor industry had a $2.4 billion economic impact on the state of South Dakota. Promoting South Dakota travel opportunities to a large audience is necessary to drive tourism each year. Just as any business or destination knows, you have to share your product through marketing efforts in order to survive and grow. We in the industry frequently partner in order to most effectively get our Western South Dakota tourism message out to as many potential visitors as possible. That's why this partnership, including Black Hills Badlands and Lakes Association, Custer Chamber and Bid Board, Deadwood Chamber and CVB, Mount Rushmore Society, Rapid City CVB and Bid Board, South Dakota Tourism, and Visit Spearfish are honored to be sponsors of a South Dakota themed float in this year's Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade called Mount Rushmore's American Pride. You want to bring up I've got a little more to say, but let's get an image of it up here now. We're excited to take the great faces and great places of South Dakota to the streets of New York City and into homes across the country. Our contract with Macy's is for 3 years. The multiplying effect of our efforts will no doubt impact our industry for years to come. Mount Rushmore's American Pride will debut in this year's parade on November 25th, showcasing our South Dakota pride to millions of viewers outside of our region, promoting our wholesome family travel opportunities. All of these visitors will not only see the float, but will also hear about the float during the live telecast on Thanksgiving morning. South Dakota is guaranteed 60 seconds of broadcast time, during which the NBC morning show hosts will showcase our South Dakota float and talk about the beauty and attractions of South Dakota and our Black Hills and Badlands region. It's been a pleasure to partner with Macy's to create the float over the past few months. Here to tell you more about the technical details is John Piper, Vice President and Lead Designer of Macy's Parade Studio.
Good morning. On behalf of Macy's annual events, our Parade and Entertainment Group, the executive producers of the parade, Robin Hall and Amy Kuehl, I want to thank you for this opportunity. As Nort said, I am the head of the Macy Parade Studio, where all the balloons and floats are designed for the Thanksgiving Day Parade, and it has been my personal desire to bring Mount Rushmore to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade for about 2 decades, and I am thrilled that we are finally having the opportunity to have this happen. This is not the first coalition with South Dakota, although not everybody knows about it. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is best known for its giant helium balloons. We have a great partnership with a wonderful manufacturer here in South Dakota in Sioux Falls. That would be Aerostar Raven Industries, who has partnered with us for over 2 decades to bring to life many of those great characters that everyone sees on Thanksgiving. Additionally, we have had representation from South Dakota as bands in our parade over the years. But this is a very, very special opportunity. We were able to bring to life something that comes down the parade route and is presented not only for the 3 to 3.5 million people along the parade route, but also, as Art said, for the 50 to 60 million viewers. And I know every year I get letters and I get phone calls from people after the parade saying, you know, the parade always tells me I have got to come there sometime and visit New York and see that in person. And I think this float is going to do the exact same thing, where people in New York along the streets are going to say, that's one of the things on my bucket list. I have got to get to South Dakota and see that magnificent monument. As well as I think another 50 or 60 million people along that are watching at home will also be saying the same thing. So look out, South Dakota. I think you may have a lot more people coming to see this absolutely magnificent monument that you have, which is a tribute to all of us. I'm especially proud to have this be a part of our parade, because we have always believed that the Thanksgiving Day Parade is not only the wonderful kickoff to the holiday season, but it is a tradition of a truly American holiday, an American celebration that reaches to the roots of all of us. It's about entertainment for kids of all ages, and a day to say thanks and to celebrate our own heritage. I believe that this float is stunning and will step up with all of the milestones that we have had through the years, and will be a great asset and addition to our parade. In addition to the rendering, we've brought some photos today. The float is actually still in progress, being constructed at my studio back in Hoboken, New Jersey. And I know they're kind of hard to see from where you're at, but after we finish today, we'll have these on display, and if you have any questions about it, we'd be happy to share it with you. But I especially wanted to note that this is a clay model that we built of the upper aspect of the float that will be the replica of the wonderful Rushmore monument. And the interesting thing I found yesterday was my first time to ever come and visit here in person. It was quite a thrilling moment for me, and as we walked around the path and ended up at the sculptor studio, unfortunately for my heart it wasn't open, but I'm peering in the windows and I saw the wonderful model that had been done of the great sculpture. And then I read outside that it was a 1 inch equals 1 foot scale model. This is a 1 inch equals 1 foot scale model that we did at our studio for the float, which is then carved. Most of this is not in granite, I'm glad to say, because we wouldn't get it done in time. This is in styrofoam and is detailed with a lot of the research that we got from the Tourism Bureau here in South Dakota to match as close as we could to the monument. More photos here. The wind is not helping us today. Here you can see the model in the foreground and the heads being carved in the background. And our own Eric Hudspeth is our lead sculptor on this. Oh no, that's the last one. And when this carving is completed, we will then spray the entire structure with a hard plastic that will make it durable, flame retardant, waterproof, although Stephanie promises me that it's not going to rain on the parade this year, and also paintable. And I have taken about 4,000 pictures today for my lead scenic artist so that we can match exactly to the colors of this wonderful monument. I know I'm going on and on and on, but I am very, very proud of this float and very, very proud of the partnership with South Dakota, and we are so looking forward to the 2010 Thanksgiving Day Parade and bringing still yet another piece of America to all of America. Thank you so very much.
Well, you've seen the float design and you heard about its magnificence. And Nort talked about the tremendous exposure this partnership is going to bring to South Dakota. We are all very excited about the partnership and about the impact it will have on our state. Partnerships such as this have much value and are very important to our industry. We invite all South Dakotans to watch Mount Rushmore's American Pride on Thanksgiving Day. You can find out the latest news about the float and some of the details on the parade. That'll be on our Facebook page on travelsd.com. and our travel blog at blogtravelsd.com. Nort and John will be available for questions when we're finished here, and thank you again for coming.